It was a dark December morning when my partner, Detective Inspector Brown, and I, Detective Inspector Gray, got the call from PD. There'd been a murder up at the Black House. So we decided to investigate. Our first suspect was that girl in the blue, Miss Peacock, but we ruled her out pretty quickly.
It wasn't me, honest, I swear. I was in the milk shed with the stable boy, and he was showing me all about those udders. It was oddly fascinating. And I was there all night, I swear. I only came back to my room in the morning.
She seemed pretty innocent. Her story was pretty straight. Next up, we had the treacherous Miss Scarlet.
It was Miss Scarlet. In the bathroom, she was drying her hair when the towel became a noose.
It wasn't me, I swear. I was taking a bath, and see, I was blatantly just drying my hair, and it may have looked as though I was strangling someone with a towel, but how was that possible? A towel? Really? Not guilty.
She seemed suspicious from the beginning, although we did not see blood anywhere around her. It just didn't add up.
Next was that Reverend fellow.
The Reverend.
Green.
It was that Reverend Green. On the balcony, the Reverend was praying knee-bound, when suddenly the crucifix became a dagger to the heart.
It wasn't me. I was out there praying for the sons and daughters of our nation to be saved by our Lord Jesus. Can I get an amen? And I was praying that none would be taken too soon to our Lord Father before their time on this earth was complete. I do know who did it.
He had a loud nature about him, but at the same time, we didn't think too much into it.
No, he was a reverend, for crying out loud. Next up was the cook, Miss White. Now she seemed suspicious because of the red dagger.
It was Mrs. White, the cook. Although I did not see the act in question, I did see her washing the blood off the knife.
Oh, me, sir? No, sir, Ray, I was in here. I was cooking and cleaning all day. Well, I was getting out my cumin and my rosemary, and I was cooking away for everybody, and I don't see why I've been to blame. I don't see why it was my fault. It wasn't my fault, sir. No, sirree. I was just here, but you know who I did get suspicious of during the day?
We knew it couldn't be her. She seemed too simple-minded to perform such a big task. Also, the knife she used didn't match the one that was used in the murder. Next up was that Colonel Mustard fellow. He was a sports nut.
That Colonel Mustard, sir, he's right over there. He was outside doing stretches and all with his sporto ways, and he threw a ball at someone, and they knocked over and they hit their head and they died.
Well, yes, sir, I was indeed outside doing my stretches and creasing my masculinity when suddenly my drill sergeant, they phoned me up on the telephone and such and were saying, "Soldier, have you checked your rifle today?" And I ran off and checked my rifle, and I was upstairs all night cleaning out my gun. Not guilty, sir, not guilty. However, sir, I would be inclined to say that I did backseat somebody else while I was doing my stretch.
I mean, you can't kill someone with a ball. But what was he doing with his revolver?
Lastly, we talked to that Plum fellow. I didn't like the sight of him not one bit.
That professor fella, that Professor Plum, he looked real suspicious and stuff. I don't know, you should probably check that out. He was just about to start his whiskey, and he never likes to be disturbed, when suddenly someone came along, and he whacked them over the head with a pair of scissors.
It can't have been me. I was visiting the kitchen to refill my glass. Saw Miss White there, but she didn't look too suspicious. Everyone's a suspect. I was just... Oh, I'm not guilty.
When I first laid my eyes on him, I knew he was down and dirty. I was suspicious of him. It was obvious to me that none of the suspects had committed the act, and I went home and I thought. And as I sat at home with my missus, I recounted the evidence. First of all, I remember what the coroner said about the weapon. Ha! Coroner's report says there was no murder weapon found at the scene.
Interesting.
Yes, it is, Bob. Yes, it is. Next, I remembered what my partner had said about the knife.
Also, the knife she used didn't match the one that was used in the murder.
How did he know? What could make him so sure that there was a knife involved? There was only one thing for it. My partner, who had been staying at the inn, had been first to the scene of the murder, who got us on the case. He was the murderer. And so, folks, the horrible, horrible murder of Dr. Black in his mansion was not done by Miss Peacock, Miss Scarlet, the Reverend, the cook, the colonel, or the professor. It was done by none other than my partner, Detective Inspector Brown.
I'll get you for this, Ray! I'll get you!
Keep talking, Brown, keep talking.